Okay, so I didn't find very much information on this on the internet, so I'm going to try to make my own. We're looking at a 2009 Chevy Traverse, all-wheel drive, oxygen sensor, bank 1. Here's my old sensor. I already took it out before I thought about making this video for people like me who couldn't find information. Went down and picked up my new one, 61 bucks at the local auto store. They range from 50 to 100 and something. No expert, so I can't tell you what the difference is between a $50 one and a $100 and some dollar one, but at any rate, got the Bosch brand, like I said, 61 bucks at local store here. The bank 1 is clear in the back of the motor. If you're looking at your motor, looking at your truck, it's clear in the back. Way back in there is bank 1. You got to go at it from the bottom side. Surprisingly, there is a lot of room, or at least a fair amount, to get to it. I'm going to pause and jump under there. All right, so back under the truck here. Like I say, right there where that blue tab is, that's the plug for the O2 sensor. Again, we came up from the driver's side, from the front of the truck, slid under here, plenty of room to reach around in here. I can't see where I'm pointing at, so if somewhere in here is this hole for the O2 sensor, I will drop the new O2 sensor in there and get a better shot of it in a minute. Okay, so O2 sensor is kind of in place. Again, reach up in here. That's where it's at. Right up there. Fairly easy to reach with the loaner O2 sensor crow's foot wrench. It's 22 millimeter, by the way. As you can see, you can't really get an actual wrench around it, so you got to have an open socket, like a O2 sensor socket with a groove cut out of it. Just to give you an idea how much room you actually do have to work there, I got a 1/2 inch socket on there, a ratchet on there with the crow's foot. So a fair amount of room to do what you need to do. It'd be easier if I switched it. But yeah, fair amount of room to get under and work. You will have to pull the socket up and down to reset it a couple of times because it won't do a full 360. But overall, not as big of a problem to replace as I thought it would be, or it has been on other cars for me. I will add that if you can use the 1/2 inch, like this 1/2 inch socket is the one that's got the star on it, kind of like a torque set, so that your ratchet doesn't actually lock into it. The little locking ball doesn't, because when you have to, like I say, you'll have to turn it, lift it out, and reset it. And the way with the crow's foot, you can't, because you have to take the socket back out to reset your socket as well. And then you'll turn it, and you'll have to take the socket out, or the ratchet out, and keep turning it and fixing it. So if it was actually locked into place, it would be much more complicated to stamp that thing in and out every time. That's kind of nice with this one that it just slips in and out. One other thing worth mentioning here. See if I can get my hand up there to show you. This thing has like a lock on it. A bit of focus. Has a lock right there. So that will actually slide into the lock on this. It slides in there and then it pushes down. You gotta lift that out before you can pull this down, so it pushes up. It's not a squeeze tab like so many of these things are. You know, you don't squeeze it down like this to get it in and out. You will pull that tab out. I will try to hook it up real quick and then show you what that looks like. Okay, and apparently I was mistaken there. The new one actually does have a clip latch on it, so you do have to lift it out to unclip it, or push that down to unclip it. The old one, like I said, had this piece that was basically pushed underneath there, and it was latched, it was shoved inside there, and you had to take and pry this piece back like this in order to unlock it. So the new aftermarket one, apparently, they fixed that idiocy. I don't know, maybe it's more reliable because that little clip doesn't break there, wherever that little clip right there then doesn't break, versus this little slide tab. I don't know. But that's what we have. O2 sensor for an '09 Chevy Traverse. I'm back for a minute. So again, that was O2 sensor, bank 1, sensor 1. So the upstream sensor on the cat. The downstream, obviously you just follow your exhaust and it's right there. It doesn't look like it's going to be too big of a bitch to get to if you have to as well. And then your bank 2, not sure where your downstream on the bank 2 is. I'm assuming right over here somewhere. Bank 1 is real easy to get to because it's in the front of the motor. Oh, there's bank 2, or yeah, bank 2 post or the after, whatever you call it, secondary. Bank 1, I'll show you in a second here. All right, bank 1, sensor 1 is right there. That one's really easy to find too. Might be kind of a bitch actually because you don't have as much room to swing wrenches in and out of there, but you don't have to lay on your back. A couple extensions would probably work to reach to that or something. But anyway, that's what I got, folks.